Everybody was happy to see the war coming to an end.
The only good crowd is a dead one. Well, but there was something in there that, hey, that was a kid. Most of them were kids.
They had a job to do the same way as me.
I think we thought Germans were probably the evilest people in the world. As the war went along, we found out it wasn't the Germans per se.
That man and I might have been good friends. We might have had a lot in common. You never know. Of course, they were doing what they were supposed to do. And I was trying to do what I was supposed to do. Under different circumstances, we might have been good friends.
Oh. That's the truth, though. That's the saddest thing. Like that one veteran said, they were just boys and they were boys. Like in that earlier episode where the German soldier was really American and worked on the same street. It's a flip of a coin, isn't it? Where you live, where you're brought up. And considering what those veterans went through, like what empathy and love to realise they weren't this, this individual soldiers weren't the evil force. They were very much like them. Not to have that hate still for them. Everyone was just doing what they were told. So sad when you think about who orchestrated the wars, the Great Wars, who profited from them, and who didn't sacrifice their limbs. Gotta make sure I've got my tissues ready. Crying already. Part 9. Why We Fight. April 11th, 1945, Thalem, Germany. Oh, I love the violin. It's the most haunting sound for music. It's a bit like that moment in Titanic, isn't it, before it went down? So sombre. I couldn't even imagine looking at the town you grew up in. It's gone. This rubble, ruin, dead bodies underneath.
I'll tell you one thing about the Krauts. She'll clean up good.
All he needs is a little Mozart.
Beethoven.
Sorry, sir?
That's not Mozart. That's Beethoven.
Just Yale Nixon to know. 1 month earlier. Strutzelberg, Germany.
You grab the chicken and I'm gonna grab the eggs.
This thing bites me, I swear I'll shoot it. Guten Tag, Fräulein. Hold on a second.
Oh.
Hey, come on, I just want to talk to you.
She's probably terrified for her life. He's like, I just want to talk to you.
Hey, Luz, why don't you leave her alone?
Why don't you just leave me alone, okay? Cigarettes. Yeah, you like that, huh?
Oh, Luz!
Okay, why don't you go make your omelet?
Well, you ain't getting none of my eggs, you blockhead.
Why don't you come sit down? Want to sit down? Yeah?
That must be really daunting, though, like having a soldier there who's the enemy. Can't. Maybe she can speak a bit of English, maybe none.
Jesus, come on. What? Hey, Captain Nixon, the hell's he doing in his harness?
Maybe we jumped into Berlin, the war's over.
Yeah, huh?
No dice with the Fräulein?
No dice. She smacked me in the mouth.
Oh, shit! Oh my God, that's Tom Hardy. He looks 16. Walla walla bing bang.
Morning, sir. You get a box all this stuff will fit into?
Same destination?
Yeah.
Boy, your folks are sure gonna have quite a collection by the time you get...
Finders keepers.
Yes, sir.
I don't abide by that. Just looting and taking. No, I love that music, that 40s music.
Making combat jumps with the 17th. I'm in supply briefings all morning.
Yeah, lucky me.
Not bad for someone who's never fired his weapon in combat, huh?
Really? You've never?
Nope.
Wow.
Not around.
That's kind of crazy.
How'd it go this morning?
It was great. Took a direct hit over the drop zone. I got out.
The rest of the boys?
Oh, they blew up over Germany somewhere. Oh, well, it wasn't me.
Is that what they call survivor's guilt?
Guess who gets to write all the letters home? What do you think I should write to these parents, Dick?
You tell them what you always tell them. Their sons died as heroes.
You really still believe that?
Yeah, I do. Don't you?
Nixon got demoted, my God. I mean, he's in a spiral down. It's a shame because he's really held it together for so long.
So when do you think we're gonna jump into Berlin, see some real action?
You in a rush?
No?
Want to go home with a Congressional Medal of Honor or something? Don't think. Damn replacements.
About time.
Tell me nothing's happening.
Nothing's happening. Couple of artillery rounds are done.
It kind of makes sense to me a bit more now that Nixon looked at them the way that he did, because they were obviously dilly-dallying in a farm, and he had just come back from a drop where all the other soldiers died. I guess it's easy to be a bit bitter when that happens.
Hey, O'Brien, trying to read.
It's O'Keefe. Patrick O'Keefe. My friends call me Patty.
Hey, O'Brien, shut up.
I told you, it's O'Keefe.
Do you know why no one remembers your name? It's because no one wants to remember your name. Replacing Toccoa men. That you dumb replacements got killed in the first place. Where the crowd's at. Let me at him. When do I get to jump into Berlin? 2 days later? Begging for the goddamn mother. Them dumb fucks don't even know they're dead yet. Do you understand that this is the best part of fucking war I've seen? Hot chow, hot showers. So quit asking about when you're gonna see some action, will you? And stop with the fucking love songs.
Needed to be said. I heard every word of that.
When you ship out? A few weeks ago?
Yeah.
It's been 2 years since I seen home. It's fucking war.
President's dead. $2. Nix.
I can't believe we're not gonna drop into Berlin. Ike's gonna let the Ruskies have it.
God damn it. I tell you, this war's not about fighting anymore. It's about who gets what.
Does he go to get another bottle? I'm worried about him. I mean, it's a war, but you can't be doing that. It's just disrespectful.
Morning. Captain Nixon. Think I can have some mail for you? Yeah.
Thanks. Listen, I'm having some trouble finding some whiskey.
Pickings are kind of slim here. It ain't gonna be cheap.
Hey, Bess, you have news? What news? 300,000 Krauts just surrendered. We're moving out in an hour.
God.
Sir, your mail.
Keep looking. Jesus Christ, the dog? Look, Katz is divorcing me.
I'm sorry.
He's taking everything. He's taking the house, taking the kid, he's taking the dog. It's my dog! He's taking my dog!
I just don't understand how anyone can do that when your spouse is fighting in a great war overseas.
Hey, where we headed?
We're going to the Alps. Let me see that lighter.
That near Berlin, sir?
Nope.
So that mean no drop into Berlin?
Just to hole up in the mountains, repel all the invaders. He wants them to start a guerrilla war. They'll die the last man trying.
The canopy became the shroud, he hurtled to the ground.
Okay, Nix? Yeah, I'm fine. She hates that dog.
You are now entering enemy territory. Keep on the alert. Okay.
She's got 5 minutes.
Sir, you got nowhere to go.
You've got 4 minutes!
Two minutes, he's in.
This is kind of Nazi, come on.
Oh. Like, they can't believe it's all over. They've surrendered.
Hey, you! You stupid crowd bastards! That's right! Fascist pigs!
That's enough, Webster. Give it a rest. Dragging our asses halfway around the world, interrupting our lives for
What? You ignorant, servile scum!
You just feel this anger bubbling in this episode. Just, ooh, like, everyone's massively frustrated right now.
Yeah, I know!
Whoa. Keith's like, jeez. And that one shrug. You know.
I want to send out some patrols.
You're not worried about an ambush, are you?
No. Just in case we have to stay here for the night.
Okay.
Sarge.
Why the hell are you so jumpy, boy?
I'm not jumpy.
Can hear your heart pounding in Arkansas, boy.
Kind of reminds you of Bastogne.
Yeah, now that you mention it. Except, of course, there's no snow, and the trees aren't fucking exploding from crowd artillery, but yeah. Bull, smack him for me, please.
Why am I so jumpy? Ugh.
Hello?
That looked like Ed Harris. Oh.
Sure is quiet.
He is right, fellas.
Oh, what can they see? That smoke made me think it was smoking bodies.
What are you doing this? We found something.
What is it?
I don't know, sir.
Oh my god, what is it? Is that the first time they're seeing something like that? Imagine that they hadn't seen anything like that before. They didn't know it existed. And the first time you learn is seeing it with your own eyes in real time. Not from a book.
Open it up.
Give us some room here. Stand back.
Christensen, any of your men speak German?
No, sir.
I can't believe someone's arrived.
These people need care. Give them water and any spare rations you might have.
Dick?
They're so malnourished they can't even stand. And he's carrying him.
Люди, помозите. Молим вас, помозите.
Sorry.
Yeah, take some water.
Jesus, Webb, can you believe this place?
Oh, you hug him. Let him know you're there, you're real.
Said the guards left this morning, sir. They burned some of the huts first. Well, the prisoners still in them, sir.
Jesus Christ.
They didn't have enough ammo for all the prisoners, so they killed as many as they could. Locked the gates behind them and...
They can't believe it.
Someone in town must have told them we were coming.
when they were in the forest, I would never have guessed they'd have discovered this.
Ask him what kind of camp this is. Why are they here?
He says it's a work camp for, I'm not sure what the word means, sir.
Criminals?
I don't think criminals, sir.
Nein, nein.
No.
Bauern,
Doctors, musicians,
Schreiber, Schneider,
tailors,
Intellektuelle.
clerks.
Juden. Juden.
Jews. Poles and gypsies.
Aber ich glaube, das ist schlimm.
When he said actors and musicians and tailors, just people trying to live. Just like beautiful, normal people.
The women's camp is at the next railroad stop.
Look, they walk like they're ghosts. The music's just so emotional.
Look at their arms.
They're emaciated. I didn't know we'd see this in the series. They were just in that hut, like bodies in a tomb, like they had just accepted their fate. Oh God, Keith, can't believe this is what he would see. But Frank can't believe he said what he did to him earlier.
I'm gonna call Sink and figure out how the hell to get him some food.
Yeah, all the bodies. When they pulled it back.
Let's go. Let's pick up the pace here. Come on. Let's move. Let's move.
Sind Sie wahnsinnig? Halt! Stehen bleiben!
Oh,
Bringen Sie...
shut him up.
Shut up! Halt Sie da! Sagen Sie Ihren Leuten, Sie sollen das sofort wieder zurückbringen! Das gehört...
Up, you Nazi! Fuck!
Not a Nazi. My mistake.
Are you gonna tell me that you never smelled the fucking stench? Was Sie das sagen? Webby says he doesn't know what the hell you're talking about.
Bullshit.
Plenty to go around, please.
Hey, Joiners. Yes, sir? This Dr. Kent, the regimental surgeon.
We need to stop giving these men food right now. We give them too much to eat too quickly, they'll eat themselves to death. We need to keep them centralized so we can supervise their food intake and medical treatment.
Right. I didn't think of that. He's quite right. God.
I'm not getting any more than you guys.
Can't tell him that, sir.
Got to, Joe. These prisoners have to be put back into camp immediately.
He's just got to really reinforce they're doing it for their best interest, for their, like, fragile survival.
Es ist nur für eine kurze Zeit. Sorgen können, bitte.
The notion that they saw the smoke, saw the camp, and didn't know what it was. Like, such evil took place.
Heard from Division. Been finding camps like this all over the place. Seems the Russians liberated one a lot worse.
Worse.
Yeah.
Must be Auschwitz.
10 times as big. Execution chambers, ovens. Well, for cremating all the bodies.
Locals claim that they never even knew the camp existed. They say we're exaggerating.
They're gonna have a hell of an education tomorrow.
Surely that's a mix of utter propaganda and utter denial. And people being complicit in it. Is it the woman in the house?
Hitler's dead.
Holy shit.
Shot himself in Berlin.
Is the war over, sir?
No.
I don't really know where to start with that episode. I never thought that would happen in the series. I don't know why I didn't consider it being a part of the story of Easy Company. It hit me like a ton of bricks. And I guess that was intentional by Spielberg and Hanks, that you always were on the lookout for German gunfire and snipers, and the quietness of the forest just made the scene of the concentration camp like a punch in your gut. It kind of took the breath out of me. I thought it was really powerfully, thoughtfully, intentionally filmed. The music was truly mournful. And it's interesting, you know, at the start with the German village men playing the violin, and they were Germans, and then in the camp that violin music continued, and it was like kind of like a symbolism of how the evilness and the war crimes that were committed, but upon the Jews and the other ethnic minorities, that it bled, the German sorrow bled into that, and it all became one continuous mournful cry. I'm trying to articulate how I feel about it emotionally, and what I think maybe Steven Spielberg was trying to portray as well, that, and this was also reflected in how the message he wanted to convey, that not everybody knew what was going on. From the Americans, you know, when Tom Hardy was on the Jeep saying, you know, I didn't know the Germans were bad. It's like these maybe young boys who didn't get the best education from rural America, rural parts. They knew they had to fight, so they joined the army, but not knowing the full story. That real thread of continuation, the point being pushed that not everybody knew. And I said, you know, the town must have known. How can something so horrendous go on just outside in the quietness of the countryside, and they can't be aware of it, nor, you know, nor smell the bodies being burnt? But perhaps the propaganda was so rife and so well orchestrated by the German political parties that they just didn't know. I know there's a whole thing that how they were what's the word, you know, when they're brought up to see in a certain way and it doesn't make sense to us, but they're kind of groomed and radicalised about it, that they didn't see it as the crime that it was. But from this episode and the people coming from the village, perhaps it was that a vast amount didn't know that was happening, which is really, really scary. And yeah, that moment with the wife looking at Nixon, it just kind of, it just made it really incredibly sad. The violin playing showed again, it was kind of that full circle. It is such a, what's the word? Like a musical sound that's attributed to displaying that kind of woeful torment and that absolute desperation of the heart, you know, when you witness something like that. I just cannot fathom. I'm so surprised that this episode showed Nixon Winters, all the soldiers, not knowing something like that happened. Honestly, only in the last, I'd say, 5 years that I've realised a lot of the Americans didn't know the concentration camps were happening till they stumbled upon them. Yes, as a child I thought that was the whole purpose why England, France, America, we fought together. So yeah, it just blew my socks off to see that they were horrified. You know, it was so striking as well when they entered the camp. Our American soldiers had colour to their faces, and the prisoners just were emaciated, skeletal, barely human, just barely alive. Like they had accepted their fate, you know, when they went into that hut and shone the light. It was like they were all there together. Just waiting for death to come. Shocking. There's not even a word. Shocking doesn't even cover it. But I'm so grateful to Spielberg and Hanks for their incredible directing, and I don't know how Steven Spielberg did it, like having a vision of how he wanted each shot to be filmed, what he wanted to convey, have the audience feel. Like, what a painful thing to do, but it's a way of honouring his ancestors anyway. At the start, the veterans who were interviewed, for them to say they understood a lot of the Germans were just young boys and they might have been friends in another life, you know. It kind of has the soldiers on one side and then whoever built these camps and forced the Jewish people and the other ethnic minorities to perish and die, they were of another kind. I wonder if even the young German soldiers even knew those camps were going on. Maybe if you didn't, you know, if you weren't placed there on placement, you didn't even know they existed. And it was only higher up, really radicalised Nazi soldiers who were guards at the camp. These questions I'm pondering, I would love to know. I feel like Spielberg showed a lot of grace, and Hanks, of course, they both produced it and directed it. Not this episode, but the whole thing together. And that the gentleman who directed the episode, wow, what strength it would take to get everybody to act in such a way and have it pan in such a way. And I wonder what the atmosphere was like on set. What was that like filming it? Once the series finishes, I would really like to know. I can dive more into it. I haven't wanted to yet, obviously, for spoilers. But when it finishes, I certainly will do. Sorry, I'm just talking slowly because I still can't get over it. Wasn't even long ago, and look at the state of the world now. Yeah, I keep thinking what strength it took of him. And, well, yes, everybody. I'm sure there are a lot of people who helped with the film in production and everything else that goes along with making a massive series like that had Jewish ancestry. How they found the place in their heart to show that there were people there who didn't know, and they want to shine a light on that. But then if that's accurately correct, then that is history, and that is something one cannot argue against. It's just good to know how these things happened. Of course it is. That is the only way we can improve, and you would think not let the same thing happen again. God. That was a really heavy, important, gut-wrenching episode. I feel bad even saying it was heavy, because it's who am I to say something like that is heavy? But it was upsetting. Really upsetting. Very upsetting. And just a lot to ponder on. A lot to think about. A lot I want to study. And a lot to be grateful for. Awful, isn't it, when you see something like that, and at some point you think, I'm grateful for the safe life I live. And it's just one of the biggest shames of our human race that was allowed to happen. I want to thank everybody for watching this episode with me. When you've had time to think about how you interpreted that episode inside yourself, I would love to know what you took from it in the comments. And I'm sure a lot of you will share your knowledge about what you know of that time, and I just want to thank everyone for watching that with me. There's not much else I want to say at the moment. Just want to thank you all for supporting me as I watch Band of Brothers. I really feel supported by all of you who comment and just share your knowledge and your experience of your family members fighting for America and the other countries, England as well, France, on different sides of the world. Yeah. Just shows you, doesn't it, how powerful this series is. Ooh. See you next time, guys.